Queen, and many more. And again, let us all welcome Terence Hugo Tan. Thank you.
Thank you to MC Angelica. Thank you for the kind introduction. And let me see if I can share my slides. Okay, there you go. So first and foremost, huge congratulations to the new TP, Zandi, right? That's how all of you call her, President Zandrian. And of course, to the outgoing president, Raymond Patangi. Have a great pleasure of meeting you, brother, during the pandemic. And that's how we got to become twin clubs. And of course, to all the fellow Rotarians that are here, and of course, the district representatives as well. And the cool thing about this is I got to be acquainted with Rotarian Justin not too long ago, probably a couple of weeks ago as well. And good to see, both of you right here, people that we are acquainted with, right in the middle of pandemic. So IPP Raymond has been asking, right, if I would like to say a few things, during this induction ceremony this evening. And I've been thinking what to talk about, and Raymond just now has been talking about so many things that he has learned, that he has found time, to serve, despite very busy schedule, as a scholar. I like that you pointed out, what does the acronym SCHOLAR stands for, right? Yeah, that's pretty cool. So what I'm going to share about tonight is a little bit about my own story, about what I've learned in Rotary and also Rotrack. I was spending a lot more time in Rotary recently. And it's about leadership, right? And what is so great about leadership, like what Zandi has mentioned just now, about hoping to build a bigger organization, and on becoming a better leader. Here is I wonder if you have seen this TED talk before by Simon Sinek, right? He says that leadership is not about being in charge. Leadership is about taking care of those in your charge, and I know, it has always been very exciting for a new term to come into place. And for this year, it's a transform year. And to all those transform committees, huge congratulations to you all. And leadership has been something that is very close to my heart, because it just changes everything. It's like this, how do you put this? If you live near the beach, right, it's like this rising tide that raises all ships. It means that upon mastering this skill of leadership, everything in your life improves. If you're wondering what is the one skill that you need that improve all things in your life, that is leadership. With better leadership, not only your club will grow, your leadership, your relationships become better, your business becomes better, your school life becomes better, everything becomes better, simply by learning how to lead better. You see, for every new leader that comes into place, just like what our MC Angelica, I hope I got your name right, she has mentioned that I've spent about 7-8 years in Rotrack and Rotary. I've been with 2 clubs, chartered 2 clubs. So this, right now, this is my 2nd club. And I've been working with some of the Rotary action groups and committee as well. And of course, with Justin, right, in Rotrack One ASEAN, our latest project this year, during this pandemic, bringing together Rotrack clubs of Southeast Asia. So what are the biggest lessons, we have learned on leadership, is, questions every leader has, right? Like, how do I grow my membership? How can I lead in a way that people wants to follow? What are the new projects that I should work on? All these are the main questions that every single one asks, right? So today I'm going to share with you 5 questions that you can ask yourself. And if you can answer those questions, then yes, you're one step closer, to making Rotrack Club of Alabang Madrigal Business Park a premier club, in your district. So of course, the first question that we are always would like to ask is, will people follow you if they don't have to? You see, it's very easy to hide, our leadership inefficiency if we have some title in front. If you are a bit older, if you have a doctor title in front or some honorary titles in front, or if you are the president, somehow people accord you a certain respect, or they tolerate you a bit more. But the question we need to ask ourselves is, will our members follow us if we don't have the title? That is the true test of leadership, right? If you think about this, I realized this, when I was in primary school, right? I mean, we are all in Asia. I'm from Malaysia. But our culture are very the same, right? As in, we have been told by our parents, be a good kid, keep quiet at class, don't be naughty, be a good girl, be a good guy, kind of stuff, right? And then we thought like that is a great formula for success. And then we look around our friends, and then we realize this, right? Do you realize that some of your friends are always very popular? As in, they always have a lot of friends flocking to them. And if today there is an election, whether it's for the class president or the school prefect, suddenly their name would be voiced out and being nominated. It's so weird. And it always happen again and again. And then you started to wonder, right? For example, let's say Patricia could be wondering, I've been such a good girl, I've been so quiet, whatever the teacher asks of me, I just say yes, I didn't even say a word except when I want to go to washroom or something. I'm so nice, I do all my homework. But why is it that despite you doing all the things, yet you are not the person with the most friends, you are not the teacher's favorite person, you are not being nominated to positions of leadership, and when you are trying to lead something, whether it's a sports team or whether it's a school project, no one tries to team up with you, or you are unable to lead your team effectively. Why is that so? That's a crazy question, right? So it means that a person can be very competent and still not be a leader. A person can be very kind and still not be a leader. A person can be very law-abiding and still not be a leader. A person can be very good-looking and still not be an effective leader. So now which brings us to the question, right? Then what is leadership actually? So what makes a leader? This is the question I've been asking myself for so many years, right? Why is it that some people make great leaders and some people don't? Some people don't even have the title. I'll give you an example. Some of you in the room, in the Zoom right now, some of you could be a district leaders, some of you could be presidents, past presidents, incoming presidents, all of us have titles, right? But have you realized that there are some people in your community or in your club, they don't have the same title as yours, but still people listen to them? Why? And sometimes you realize there are people that are more influential than the president. Have you realized that? Although that person is a president, but there is another person that is super influential. And every time there is a decision to make, the president have to make sure that this influential person has to be accommodated first. That's the question I want to ask, right? And this journey, whole journey, this 7-8 years journey, helped me to understand a lot more about this. So if you would like to know what is the secret, listen on. All right. So about 4 years ago, the first club that I started, that I chartered, basically I don't have any more positions in it, like 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. At the peak of it, we have over 100 members. And it comes to this term when from 100, it dropped to 0. The whole board of directors quit. You know what is the craziest thing? The president quits first. So this has never happened before, right? So basically the club is dead and we are wondering whether to just close the club. So me and a few past members get together and then we ask this question, right? Why is it that not enough people are interested or passionate about joining a community service club, right? Like Road Track, for example. Why? And then we realize that a lot of people can be doing what we are doing. So my question for you is, what is Alabang doing that is different from other clubs, right? What is it that you have that other clubs can't do? For example, if me, Hugo, right? If I want to join your club, Andrea, And then I ask you, like, what is so special about Alabang? Like, why can't I join club XYZ or ABC? Why join ABMP? Why? That's the same question I asked myself back then, right? And then I realized that, you know what? If visiting orphanage is the project, tens of other clubs did that the same, right? If it is having a sports session, a lot of clubs do that as well. If it is fellowship, if it is hiking, too many people do the same thing. So my question themselves is that time is, so what can I offer that is different? And then I realized this one thing, right? I'm not sure if it works for you, but you can consider, right? I realized that a lot of projects that is being done, not just by me, but every other clubs, they are weekend projects, meaning we could be having like Vincent, Bianca, like, let's come for this Saturday, this Saturday, let us gather, let us go visit the orphanage. So we go and visit the orphanage, we took some pictures, we give some food, and then we go back home and then we post on Facebook. However, nothing has been changed. And for many weeks, we don't go back there, we don't know what happened to them. The life of the children are not being improved just by us spending 3 hours at a place and then come back. And then we realize this. It seems that the problem is not what we do, but how we do it. So we decided from that day onwards, we are not going to do any more weekend projects. Meaning, if Patricia asked me, Hugo, do you want to do this Sunday project? It is only 2 hours, It's going to be cool. The default answer will be, Patricia, we don't do weekend projects. So we decided from the day onwards, any project that we do, we are going to do it a lifetime project. Meaning, whatever project that we started must be able to clearly document what is the before and after effect. Meaning, if you go on Instagram, you see a lot of all these, say, wellness programs, right? It could be gym, it could be a beauty products, and then they have this before photo, and there is this after photo. And we told ourselves, right? We want to do the same. When we go to a place, when we do a project, I want to show what happens to them on year 1, what happens on them on year 2, what happens to them on year 10. And I want to see the children go. If the children, we are talking about the orphanage children, I want to see them grow, right? I want to show on pictures recorded on video. Year 1, this is how their life, their homes are. Year 2, we repainted the homes. We upgraded their facilities. Year 3, we help them raise funds. We get them more caretakers. We organize tutoring programs that runs every single week. And then we realize that certain children are a bit over age already. It's time for them to go to college, but they don't have the funds to do so. So we decided to find them scholarships. So now, this is transformation, because this is the transform year. We do not do things because we can do it. We do things because we can transform things. The question we need to ask ourselves, has the people that we are in touch with really transformed their lives? Or are we just taking photos? So, and then we realized the most craziest thing is that we as a leader, we have not been listening. Great leaders listen, and then we listen. We realize that, why is it that I give Raymond a scholarship, but Raymond says, I don't want to go to college. I don't want to go to university. Why? That's the crazy question, right? And then we realize that their foundation, they have spent more than 20 years at primary and secondary school, basically hating school, because their foundation in language, in maths, and science are so bad that they feel like if they continue pursuing tertiary education in college, it is a torture to them. And these kind of things you would not know if you spend 2 hours on a Saturday project once a year. You would not know. So we decided to go deep. So my question for you is, it's not about how many projects you have, but how deep each project of you goes. So what can you see in front of the screen, right? So the first question, will people follow you if they don't have to? So my question for you is, do you have a differentiating factor? Do you have a unique selling point of your club? It doesn't matter who is the president, but my vision is so strong that people want to follow us because of what you stand for. right? This is very important. So let's come back to this, right? So what you are seeing on screen here is the homeless situation in my place in Kuala Lumpur. Is like nice city and all, right? But what people don't realize is that in the midst of all these high towers, they are trying to get the second highest tower in the world or something right now. But in the midst of all this, there are people that are living beside the sewage. And can you see on your right-hand side, you see some bottles, right? Can you guess what is in it? While I'm talking, I will let you comment in the chat box, right? What do you think are those in the plastic containers, right? So these are the activities we decided to do to revive the club, right? We tell people like, do you want to see Kuala Lumpur, right? The city like you never see before. So we bring them on a city tour to places that they will never see. And we show them, wow, these are the kids as young as 5 to 6 living in a tent beside the sewage. I show them how they have breakfast, where they find their money for sustenance, how they take bath in the morning. And beside the sewage, there's a flood problem in the city. Every time it floods, there goes everything they have, right? It's all flooded, right? Okay, yeah, let's get back to the what is in the container. So one of the cool things about living by the sewage is that you kind of able to catch all types of animals over there. So they have been catching snakes, they have been catching turtles, they have been catching lizards to resell them, right? So these are some of the cool things that other clubs might not have done. And we bring them for a city tour. So we convert volunteers, or should I say our tour groups from city tours to become club members. So with this, the club is revived from zero to today. We chartered a second club. So to speed up a little bit, do people want to follow you? Do people want to follow you? Why? Why should people follow you? What is it that you have that makes it different? Right? Over here, we have been building a community of entrepreneurs as well, because one of the pillars, of course, is personal development. We realize that in the coming age, a lot of people are transitioning into gig economy. A lot of young people like you are starting, in the path of entrepreneurship. Some of you might have your own online boutique. Some of you have been offering graphic design, freelance, and we want to give them a platform that supports them. So now come back to this question, right, to Alabang. The question is, does your club provide the kind of support for your members? You see, your members are humans too, right? They have their struggles, they are students, they are struggling with their financial situation, they are struggling with their mental health situation, they're struggling with their family problems, their relationship problems. Instead of just asking how your members can serve the community, have you ever asked how your club can serve your members? If I were to ask, how have this club served Patricia? What would the answer be? How have this club served Andrea, served Patricia, Bianca? How have this club contributed to your growth and well-being? Thank you, Mel. Yeah, okay. How have this club served each of its members? Have this club not only served the community, but grow its member? So that's question number 2. Question number 3 is, of course, CP Raymond is here, right? IPP right now. Philip, welcome. Welcome to the gram. And do people actually achieve results under your leadership? The pinnacle point, besides all the vision, besides to take care of your people, is whether you can deliver results. And we've been blessed with a lot of amazing results over the past 7 to 8 years, right? We have won various joint projects, outstanding community service, professional development, and also Road Track Outstanding Project Awards. We are one of the Asia Pacific finalists. So a lot of cool things has happened simply because of our quest to serve and to lead. So of course, transform thoughts number 4 is, do your followers rise to become leaders, right? Do you train the next generation? That's why the question has always been, right now we've been hearing about vision, You have been hearing about what is so special about you that none other people have. And we have also been hearing about, does your club serve its members? Because I've been hearing so many clubs talking about, does their club serve the community? But I don't hear enough of, does the club serve its members? I also want to see what is the before and after results of people joining my club. I want to proudly say, after Raymond joined this club, he has transformed to become a better person. After joining this club, he has started his own business in art. After joining this club, he has been appointed as a leader in a national commission or agency. Or after joining this club, I've helped him to know more people that it's not possible for him to know before this. So there must be a clear vision of where you want to take the people that are going with you, right? So of course, the last thing that we have today is, do people follow you because of what you stand for? And that's very important. So before I end this, right, of course, over the years, we have done a lot of things. We have trained people in coding. We have coding classes. Right now, we are hiring single moms to become a chef that work in our kitchen to deliver around town. So a business has been started because of Road Track. And because of Road Track, several single moms now has a job opportunity in the middle of a crisis. And because of Road Track, children receive scholarships. And because of Road Track, 2 to 3 homes are secure. They are receiving monthly funds that pays their utility bills. And because of Road Track, they are receiving new clothes during festivities, and we celebrate their birthdays with them every single month. And because of Road Track, homeless communities now has a friend. And because of Road Track, we are also working on mental wellness. We have a lot of our partners in Southeast Asia. We are also working on an integrated platform for mental health services in Malaysia. So all of these are possible because of Road Track. So before we part, I would like to share with you a story, right? This story would be, I'm not sure if you have heard of the bricks layer story, right? Is like Patricia is right below me, on Zoom or right here, right? So I'm just going to quote your name for the rest of the session. So Patricia, one day, he walks to the construction site, and then Patricia saw a bricks layer, right? So he asked, John, what are you doing here, right? And the bricks layer, John say, Patricia, I'm very busy. Here is very hot. I'm just laying bricks. Goes elsewhere, Patricia. So Patricia decided to walk elsewhere. And then Patricia saw another bricks layer, laying bricks. And then this bricks layer is called Peter. And then Patricia approached Peter and said, Peter, what are you doing, Peter? And then Peter says, Patricia, I'm building a wall. I'm building a wall, Patricia. I think I'm going to take a break, go away. And then Patricia go away, and then he goes to the final bricks layer. So this bricks layer is called Jack. So Patricia asks, Jack, you seem so motivated. The other 2 is giving up and taking a tea break. What are you doing here, John? Right? And then what happens that this last person by the name of Jack, right? Jack says, you know what? The reason why I'm so motivated is because I'm not just laying bricks. I'm not just building a wall. I'm building a school. I'm building a school that Angelica, that Raymond's, that Philip, that our generations on will come and study. And that's why I'm so motivated. So the lesson from this story is, the lesson for today is this. We are all doing similar things in Road Track, in Rotary. We are all doing similar things. But the reason why certain clubs become great and certain clubs are just okay is because, are you just laying a brick? Are you building a wall? Or are you building a school? For me, every time I do Road Track stuff or Rotary stuff, I do it with the passion, with the vision that I'm not just laying a brick, but I'm building a school that is going to impact many years to come. And that's why you need a big vision. A vision that ABMP can believe in and focus on, not for 1 year. Do you have a 5-year dream? Do you have a 10-year dream? That 10 years later, Raymond and Zandy can come back here and say, current presidents, do you know what? This place is what my team built. I want to come back here 10 years, 20 years later and say, like, you know what? This building, these children, they have all grown up. These homeless people, I've sheltered them. I've changed their life. And these graduates people, and they're all made possible because of something that we have done 10 or 20 years ago. So if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, let's go together. So with this, that's all my sharing for today. Let's keep in touch on social media. Take care and God bless to the Transform team.